Can I, an absolute idiot and sim racing rookie, drive this car, a Ford GT from the Le Mans 1960s days, around, well, Le Mans, the circuit it was made for? Probably not, but, well, no one ever learnt by not trying, so I suppose we're going to have to. Alright, let's get the revs up a bit and launch. So for those like me who weren't born in 1950, this is a Mk.1 Ford GT40, which competed in the 1965 Le Mans races. Or it might have been what? I don't know these things. I've already missed a corner from trying to explain. But the short down is that it competed in Le Mans in the 1960s. And it was essentially Ford's answer to the Ferrari at the time, which was a Ferrari 250 LM, which I'm assuming is based on a Ferrari 250. Because what else would a 250 LM be based on? So this thing was designed, more or less, to be the fastest car in the 1960s to drive around this circuit. And as you can see, it was definitely capable. We're currently pushing 175 mile an hour down to the first chicane of Le Mans. So boy was this thing fast. Now, I can't really tell you the difference between this and a Ferrari 250 LM, because I don't really know the differences. I'm not a professional 1960s Le Mans expert. What I can tell you is, even if I was around at the time and capable of driving cars fast, I don't know if I would have wanted to be in either of them. Simply because it was very easy for something to go wrong and send you straight into a wall. So, yeah, maybe I was born at the right time, you know? Born late enough to enjoy sim racing cars instead of having to go and race the actual thing. But I would love to go and do some real racing. And I will be. At some point. Well, I don't know about racing yet, but... oh dear. That is not how you take that corner. Word of advice. Who am I kidding? That's the fucking racing line, mate. That's how they get through there twice as quick. I'm not particularly great at this track, because I don't really spend a lot of time doing it. I spend a lot more time in Gran Turismo 7, abusing the absolute living hell out of road cars around the Nürburgring, because I find that absolutely hilarious. And that will probably be the next thing I do after this, is to get my capture card working and send some road cars around the Nürburgring. I suppose I could do it in this as well, but there's some specific ideas I have in mind for Gran Turismo that, whilst they are possible in this, going about doing it is much more quirky, because this game wasn't designed to do the things that Gran Turismo does. You'll see. You'll see. But yeah, I was just about to say I'm not particularly great at driving this track, and I don't think I need any more words to describe that. Might need the bumper cam for this. There we go. Absolutely thrilling. Coming through the final couple corners now. Back to the main straight. Or the home straight. And that's a lap of Le Mans in a Ford GT40. Not very good, but was a lap. Quite the beast it is. So this is powered by a Ford Fairlane V8, which supplied 385 brake horsepower and 441 newton meters of torque to the race spec Mk.1 Ford GT40. Doesn't sound ridiculous in today's standards, but it's still quite fast for today. And back then, that was a monstrous feat. Like, pushing 180 mph down the main straight is ridiculous. Absolutely insane. And another thing that helped it get there is it doesn't even weigh 1,000 kilos. It weighs in at 991 kilograms. In other words, it's about 0.4 horsepower per kilogram, with a top speed of 315 kilometers an hour, which is about 190 miles an hour, roughly. Anyways, I think that's enough of me talking. Might need to turn the engine sounds down a bit. Is there a little bit of that? Let's just turn. There we go. That's a bit better. I can turn them up in my own time, but for the sake of this lap. I'll now focus and try and actually go fairly quick. Or at least as quick as I think I can go. Another thing is I turned assists off for this, because I'm assuming they didn't have any in the real thing. So why would I give myself the luxury that they never had? To drive the car the way they did. Well, on the screen wasn't the way they did it, but as close as possible. Oh, I didn't set up the gear ratios correctly. That would explain a lot. That would explain a lot. Get turned in. On the brakes. Down to second. Slow it, slow it. I was already at 50. It was at 60. Not quite the same thing. I could not get it turned in. Let me just go around one more time, and then we'll try and go fast. Right. Let's try and do this properly this time. Be the fastest driver. Just need to get it around. cool. Downshifted a bit early there. Might help me though, I don't know. There we go. Just under a 5-minute lap. Just about managed to secure an under 5-minute Le Mans lap in a Ford GT40. And now we can watch as the RPM drops slowly down. Not too bad. I didn't do too bad. There was a couple times I went off because I misjudged a mix of my braking and how well the car would brake and various other things, but overall I'd say that wasn't too bad. I'd say that was pretty decent. Turn it into the pit lane real quick. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just in case someone else has to come out onto the track. Just make sure we're in a safe position. There we go. Park nice and safely. Yeah, overall, if you've got Assetto Corsa and you're happy to go through the pain of setting up mods, this one's pretty cool. I think it was from a WSC Legends pack. Let me fact check that real quick. I think that's what it was called. WSC 60 Legends is the group that made this. They also made a Mark II and a Mark IV. Yeah, I think they specialize kind of in making the Le Mans cars from that, or from like the pre-2000s, pre-90s kind of era. So yeah, you should go and check it out. I'll try and remind myself to throw a link in the description where possible, so that you don't have to go searching around for it. But you should find it either way. I can't imagine it'd be too hard to find. But yeah, what great demonstration of what that car was like. I mean, I'm not the best at driving it, but I think I did an adequate job. I think that's about all that really matters. I'm just lucky that thing did not send me flying into a wall. I mean, it almost did. It almost did. But yeah, not bad. I think next I'm going to try some stuff in Gran Turismo, but depending on how setting up the capture for it goes, it might be something else in this. So stay tuned, I suppose, and I'll see you around. I might terribly drive some other great and fascinating cars from the automotive world.